Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled, God's throwing some curveballs at you. Think about this. Now, before I get into what this is, I want to just preface my remarks. A person is in pain, chas v'shalom, to belittle it. Chas v'shalom, the approach to someone in pain, imo anochi b'tzara. We don't go ahead and start saying, well, really, the pain isn't so great because this idea, I just read a day from Danny Myers, I heard this insight, that insight, and therefore the pain really isn't so great. Take a look at it another way. No. First reaction, someone is in pain, we are with them in their pain. As a matter of fact, there's a little known halacha in Hilchot Avela, not practiced these days, but the halacha states that when you go to Menachem and Avel to console someone who's sitting Shiva, you're supposed to sit with him on the floor. He's supposed to be on the floor, and you're supposed to be on the floor with him. He's not sitting and you're higher up. You're with him. Why it's not practiced is another discussion. But that's our first reaction to another person, another Jew, another human being in pain. You are with them in their pain. So I don't in any way belittle someone else's pain. But I'm just saying for ourselves, not to look at other people in pain. When we ourselves are in pain and we're challenging God, having a crisis in faith, maybe this idea can help. We see Noah, Mammon Veno Mammon. Rashi criticizes Noah. He didn't believe that the flood would come. What do you mean he didn't believe the flood would come? He built 100 years an ark. So the way I understand it is that when Rashi says he waited until the rain came, if you ask him, is it going to be a flood? Yeah, what do I think I built this for? But I think he felt God's not going to do it. What's Noah's natural position? God won't do it. He may do it, but he's not really going to do it. It's a warning, it's a fear, to instill fear, get to the tshuva. But God told him he'll do it. And Noah's position should have been, God has a decree, he will destroy this world, but it could be overturned. But he couldn't settle with that. And the reason is, maybe, Rashi's so critical, he didn't have proper emunah in Hashem. What Hashem means, Hashem sets the tone for what is right, what is wrong, what is divine, what is not. We can't go ahead and set the tone, what is divine, what is not. Oh, God will not bring a flood. I mean, God won't bring a flood. He said he would. The assumption is he would. And with Avraham Avinu, the same thing. He goes into Eretz Yisrael, Lech Lecha. 10 psukim later, there's a Rav. Okay, it wasn't 10 minutes later. He traveled a few places in between, but it wasn't that long after he entered Israel. There is a famine. Ramban said he should not have left. Rashi doesn't say that. Rashi says, in Yahir Acharav, the test is going to be, what's he going to be thinking? Meaning, Avram is told, look at the land, look at this place. Your children are going to be here. You're going to inherit this whole land. So Avram naturally probably was thinking, well, I'm here, I'm going to build, and this is it. It's just going to expand from my present situation now. And he probably did not assume he's going to be heading south out of the country because of a famine. So that is an amazing moment for Avram to go ahead and think, what's going on? What am I doing now? What am I doing? Did I project onto God something he never said? He never said life's going to be perfect here. I'll never have to leave. I won't have troubles. I won't have famine or anything. He didn't say that. Did I assume that and project that onto him? Well, no. I understand. God said I will have kids. I believe I'll have kids here. He said, then I'll have the land here. He didn't say anything about everything working out perfect, then I understand that. I accept that fully. And I have to accept God's plan, not my version of God's plan. And we see in Parshas Noach and Avraham and Lech Lecha, I think early on in the Torah, God sending to us, Bnei Yisrael, and all of mankind the message, don't be superficial. And somehow understand God the way you would like to understand God, as opposed to the way God is presenting himself. And that's really all of us. We have promises from God in the Torah. There's going to be Messianic era and gathering the exiles. Olam Haba will be paid back for all our good deeds. In this world, did God promise us that we'll have good health as individuals? As a nation, he promised. In Shema, in Bechukotai, Kitavo, he promised the good and the bad there. But individual, a guarantee that I will have a life without any health issues. I will have a life without any financial issues. I'll have a life without any shalom bayis issues. Did he say that? So we might project onto God that that's who God is. God is one who will do exactly what Danny Myers wants him to do for Danny Myers, but God never said that. We have to accept God for who he is, not for who we want him to be in this case, in that case, in that case. That was Noah's challenge. That was Avram's challenge. And that's every one of us. That's our challenge as well. To love God for who he is and not for who we want him to be. And therefore, next time a crisis comes, it could be a financial crisis, shalom bayis crisis, health crisis, and we have to deal with it. But it doesn't need to lead into a faith crisis. It could remain as a local crisis that we have to take and deal with and challenge and overcome, but it shouldn't be a faith crisis. We should love Hashem so much for who he is that our faith is strong and nothing will break it because it's not dependent on what God will do for me in this and that situation. We should, Mitzvah Hashem, have emunah shlema. We should have devekas and closeness with Hashem, and Mitzvah Hashem be able to weather every storm, weather every challenge, grow from it, become stronger and only closer to Hashem. Shalom.